guys hungry? Because I could really go for a f***ing cheeseburger right now. Hi there everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to be talking about another great surprise from 2022, Mark Mylod's latest film, The Menu. But before I get started, you know what to do. Please go ahead and scroll down and subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell so that you never miss any of my content. I try to post at least one new review every week, along with a handful of shorts. You can also find the links to my TikTok and my Instagram in the description below. Now let's get into it. I don't have the names of the characters in front of me, so sorry. The movie is about a group of rich people that are heading to a very exclusive private island restaurant where Ralph Fiennes is the head chef.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
Anya Taylor-Joy is there with Nicholas Hoult, and along with all the other rich people, John Leguizamo is there playing a washed-up movie star, as funny as that is. And for a while, it seems like it might just be typical foodie stuff, though I was here for it, honestly. I was really into the dialogue, biting satire of these rich people, and just how the movie just tore them apart at every single chance. Made them look like douches, called them out for their shitty behavior to waitstaff and service staff. But yeah, all these rich people go to this island, they meet the chef, and things seem a little sinister. And then at one point, about the halfway point of this movie goes from a pretty funny satire with a few eerie and creepy moments to a full-blown thriller / dark comedy, and it works so well. It goes to some very dark places while bringing some truly hilarious humor, and of course, like I said, some biting satire and hilarious commentary about rich people and the way they treat service staff. This is seriously one of the best satires I've seen in a while, and Bodies came out just a few months ago. Not only that, but it just has layers and layers upon layers of commentary, humor, and criticism of the rich, foodies, the culinary industry, people in general who treat service staff like shit, and everything in between. And it's easily digestible. See what I did there? The message and themes are there, and they're done in a way that doesn't make me want to put my head through a damn wall. It's smartly written, which shouldn't be a surprise because I'm pretty sure two of the writers on this movie used to be writers for The Onion, which makes so much sense when you look at the hilarious satire and genius way that they write the jokes in this film.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
This movie is pretty tense through a lot of the runtime, and there's just a little bit of humor peppered in here and there just to add levity, not to take away from it. It never compromises the tone whatsoever. And the balancing act between that humor and the really dark subject matter, along with the biting satire, is done so well. And you can give so much of that to the writing and the direction, but of course, this film would be nothing without the acting. I know it's like, ooh, big surprise, Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy were great. But they were great in this film. Ralph Fiennes proves that he will always be a world-class villain, even when he's not in makeup and missing a nose. He's absolutely delectable in this film. And yes, I know I'm using food puns, but that's gonna keep happening, so get used to it. He's creepy but charming. He has an understandable motivation and backstory. So that's all I'm really gonna say, because I don't want to go too much into spoilers or what the creepiness is of this movie, because I think that the trailer actually did a really good job in selling it. It gives away just a little bit to get you interested without letting you know what the actual secret is of what's in that kitchen. I know that literally everybody that saw that trailer was like, oh, obviously it's an island of cannibals. Not even close, and I'm not gonna hint at what it actually is. So yeah, Ralph Fiennes is great here. He's commanding, he's scary when he needs to be, he's sympathetic when he needs to be, and by the end of the movie, he ended up being one of the more layered and deep characters that I've seen this year. The other one being Anya Taylor-Joy. Shocker, I know, like I already said, wow, Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy were great. Shocked Pikachu face, right? But yeah, she was great. She proves that she is still one of the best leading women in Hollywood, and she's only been in the game for like the last 5 or 6 years. Every single movie she comes out with, I'm constantly blown away by just how talented this young woman is. From The Witch to Split to The Northman to The Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor-Joy just has so much range, and she did a really great job here as the lower class person along these people that really feels like she shouldn't be here. And when Ralph Fiennes' character picks that up, they form this kind of connection, and it makes for some very tense scenes and dialogue whenever it's just them talking together like you've seen in the trailer.
Who are you?
I am Margot. Why do you care?
I have to know if you're with us or with them.
And by the end of the movie, I was just very happy with the way her character was written, the way it was acted, the way she delivered her lines. She was the perfect protagonist for this film that's all about dunking on rich people. Another great character here is Hong Chow, as Ralph Fiennes direct. I'm not really sure what the word is. She's not the sous chef, but she's she commands everybody and does everything for him. She can be really creepy when the movie calls for it, but she has such a dry wit that some of her lines left me crying laughing. Especially one involving tortillas. And Nicholas Hoult Oh my god. I love seeing him play assholes. The last time I saw that was in The Favorite, and he was one of my favorite characters in that movie. Here, he's... Oh my god. He got a laugh out of me almost every time he was on screen. He's completely douchey. He's obsessed with this chef and the food and everything. He's a typical foodie that is obsessed with everything, knows everything about all the instruments, watched all the cooking shows a million different times, takes pictures of every single meal. But at the end of the day, he's just kind of talking out of his ass because he thinks that that's what makes him cool, and then that's what makes him like fit in with these rich people.
It's one of his classics. You have to try the mouthfeel of the mignonette.
Please don't say mouthful.
And his obliviousness and just the way... I can't even get into it because I don't want to spoil too much about his character and his arc, but he was just fantastic and someone that you love to hate. In terms of the rest of the supporting cast, there are a good 10 people here. But the last one that I want to give a shout out to is John Leguizamo. Originally in the script, this role was going to be played by Daniel Radcliffe, who was actually playing himself. But I think this worked better because it wasn't as distracting as that might have been. John Leguizamo plays a washed-up movie star, and every single thing out of his mouth is hilarious and actually kind of deep and gives a bit of a reflection on what somebody like that would be. And his interactions with his assistant are some of the best lines in the film. There's the rest of the cast here, but that's honestly my small complaint about the film, is that they don't really give the rest of the cast much to do. They all have some lines and get a little bit of characterization in the beginning, but once the story kind of shifts to Ralph Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy's part, everybody else kind of takes a back seat, which is fine. But in a movie like this, where it basically revolves around 10 to 12 characters pretty much in one room the entire film, I would have liked to see just a little bit more from the rest of the supporting cast. A lot of times it felt like it was kind of isolated to Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, John Leguizamo, and Ralph Fiennes. But that's really my one small complaint about this movie. Overall, the thing is just fantastic, and the direction and cinematography, I can't believe how much art and beauty they injected into this film that really just takes place in one location. And those shots of the food, made my mouth water. I was starving by the time I got out of this movie, regardless of the violent content that's in it. Which, now that I mentioned that, it's not that violent. There's a few minimal scenes of violence, and you can see a couple of them in the trailer. And the movie's not about that. It's more about being a thriller, giving you that biting satire, and occasionally making you go, ooh! And it's definitely not a horror movie. I don't know why it's been marketed as that. And by the end of the movie, I walked out feeling like I really had a blast. And it's short, too. It's only like an hour and 45 minutes, which I really appreciate. Not that I don't mind longer movies. I enjoy them sometimes, but I feel like every single movie I've seen lately is between 2 and 3 hours. This was a tight hour and 45 minute thriller that came in, told a great story with very relatable main characters, gave us some incredibly witty and biting satire, and tore down the rich in a way that was done very organically and didn't just feel like, oh, here's some more current day messaging. Performances were great, the direction was fantastic, the way the story went was very satisfying. It brought up a lot of really great points, and at the end of it, I just really had fun with this film, and that's what movies should do. You should be able to go into it and have fun while also being able to absorb themes and appreciate what a movie's trying to say. This is really just a fun, well-made thriller with incredibly tasteful and well-done social commentary, satire, and dark humor, along with a fantastic cast that brings their A game, and a great score from the guy that did Hereditary and Midsommar, Colin Stetson, that truly adds to the atmosphere of this film. So yeah, that's my review of The Menu. I would definitely go check it out. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up on my top 10. I'm gonna have to really narrow that list down this year. Wow. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the video, The Menu was definitely another great surprise of 2022. Go see it, please. And that's my review of The Menu. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Anthony from Awesome Anthony Productions, and if you like this video review, please go ahead and scroll down, leave a comment, tell me what you thought, or if you saw the movie, tell me what you thought about the movie. You can also leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell so that you never miss any of my content. You can also find the links to my TikTok and my Instagram in the description below. And while you're at it, you can tap on these cards here. They'll take you to my review of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, or just over to my channel where you can find my reviews, my shorts, or my old shit. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'm gonna go get myself a fucking cheeseburger.